Hello everyone, and welcome to the next chapter of the Crumbs in the Philippines saga. Just a little video diary of our day-to-day lives and some of the things that people can expect should they decide to retire and move to the Philippines. It's a great place to live. We enjoy it. We enjoy the low cost of living, and we just recently passed our first year on YouTube as vloggers. We just want to give a big thank you to all of you guys that have watched our videos and supported us this last year. We never dreamed that we would achieve the things that we have during this past year. We're approaching 3,000 subscribers, which that's way beyond my expectations whenever we first started doing this whole thing. And hearts go out to you guys. We really appreciate you. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and just give us the motivation to keep going forward. And our only intention is to put out information that would be helpful to others and not make the same kind of mistakes that we have made and that we've seen others make along the way. Thank you so much. It's been a great year, and we look forward to the next one as well. Okay, today we're going to talk about dental care in the Philippines. I recently needed to go in and have a little work done here just a couple of days ago. I have what is called a buccal on a lower right molar here. I don't know if that's the proper dental terminology or not, but it's kind of an indention on the front face of the molar. And I had that filled in whenever I was in the USA before I came here. I remember how much that cost me, and I'm going to do a little comparison at the end to compare the cost of care in the Philippines compared to what it was in the United States. It's quite a bit different. And the quality, I'm going to talk about the quality of care that I received on my visit. I'm going to have my teeth cleaned, get an examination, and get that buccal filled in. So anyway, guys, stick with us, and on the other side, we'll talk about the dentist visit. And we're also going to include some footage that we came across while we were in the SM Mall. There was a cosplay convention, I guess, or parade, you could call it. I didn't have my camera with me, but I did manage to catch about 1.5 minutes of that on my phone. I'm going to include that footage. It was really interesting. Those young folks were having a really good time, and I'm glad we got a chance to see it. Anyways, guys, thanks again, and we'll see you on the other side. Thanks for sticking around, everybody. So I ended up going to the dentist at the SM Mall here in Lipa City. It's not the cheapest place you can get dental care by any stretch of the imagination around here. There are some local dentists that, from what I understand, do pretty good work for quite a bit cheaper. I just knew a guy that had been to the SM Mall, and he had a good experience there, and the prices seemed fairly reasonable. But when Jen actually saw the prices at the dentist at the SM, she kind of let me know that there's cheaper alternatives out there as well. But you be the judge. I thought the prices were very reasonable at the SM, and the level of service was pretty decent. So I showed up there and didn't have to make an appointment. They were able to fit me in the same day. I had a seat in the lobby and filled out a little questionnaire. And it asked about my medical history and if I was any allergies. The typical thing you're going to do whenever you go to a dentist or a doctor. And I apologize for the lack of video. And SM is really cracked down. I guess there are a lot of people trying to make videos inside of the SM Mall. So they've really kind of cracked down on letting us do that out in the open. So I was unable to get video inside of the dentist office itself, but it wasn't that large. It was fairly small, but they had about probably 5 booths in the back, just like in a normal dentist office. Everything looked the same as I remember from the USA. All of the equipment all seemed to be up to standard and what I was accustomed to in the West. So I really didn't have any issues with that whatsoever. So I finished filling out the questionnaire, and then the hygienist came out and asked me if I had any allergies again. They really want to make sure of that before they give you any type of medication or pain medicine should you need it during the procedure. She asked me a little bit about my dental history. I have 4 crowns on my uppers. The front 4 teeth on the uppers are crowns. And she, you know, the price of those in the United States was quite drastic. And I'm going to put that at the end of the video as a comparison, because I did get a price list from the dentist and I wrote down all the prices that they quoted me there at the office so I could share them with you. So after about a 10-minute wait, I was seen back to the room and I had a seat. They gave me a fluorine gargle, you know, spit it out and then sit and wait. And the hygienist came and gave me an exam and told me that I didn't have any cavities. And I explained to her about this lower molar that I was worried about, because the filling that the dentist in the USA had put in there had worn away or fallen out, or I don't know what happened to it. But it's not really a cavity. It's kind of an indention on the surface of the tooth that the dentist in the USA just kind of built it up with some kind of an acrylic bonding agent and just built up the surface of the tooth for me. And again, I'm going to put the price of that at the end that I paid for in the USA. And I used my insurance whenever I was in the USA, so my out-of-pocket cost was a little bit less. But what they charged for it at the dentist's office there in Lebanon, Missouri was way higher than the prices that I came across in the SM. So the girl that checked my teeth was very caring, compassionate. I have sensitive teeth. Even when I have my teeth cleaned, it's pretty it's discomforting to me. I feel pain very easily in my mouth. I'm kind of a baby when it comes to the dentist. And she was very gentle with me, and she did a very good job cleaning my teeth. And it was minimal discomfort, and it reminded me of the level of care that I got back in the United States. And then she took a look at the lower right molars that I was having a problem with, and she mixed up her solution and made me gargle again. And then she proceeded to go about cleaning that tooth and the indention out very carefully, and then drying it, and then putting whatever mixture that was in there, and she built that surface back up to the way it was whenever I first got here to the Philippines. Overall, I was very satisfied with the care that I got, and I was satisfied with the end product, and I was more than satisfied with the price and the value that I got for my money here in the Philippines. Okay, just bear with me. I had to write down the numbers, so I'll glance down at my list here every once in a while as I give you the conversions. I remember all of the peso amounts, but I can't remember all of the dollar conversion amounts. So as I read these off, just bear with me, and you'll see the price is very, very reasonable here in the Philippines. Okay, if you go in initially for a consult or just a routine checkup, the cost is 350 pesos or $6.06. Very reasonable. I'm sure they kind of realized that I was kind of taken aback by the price. Okay. Teeth cleaning was 850 pesos or $14.72. And that was also the same cost for repairing my tooth. It was 850 pesos or $14.72. And I know in the United States, whenever I had that tooth repaired, it cost me like $400. So, I mean, what a huge difference. And in what the dentist charges you for their expertise, I guess, is what you're paying for. But I mean, what the end result of what I have in my mouth is, it feels identical to what I had in the USA. And then later on, I'm going to have some bridge work done here in the Philippines because it is much cheaper. I have one missing molar on the top that I'm going to fill in with a bridge. And if you get any bridge work done, at least in the SM mall, it's 7,000 pesos per affected tooth. So if they have to work on 3 teeth to put in 1 on the bridge, you pay 21,000 pesos. But anyway, I mean, 7,000 pesos per tooth. That's $121 to have a tooth worked on. And the same price for crowns. Individual teeth are 7,000 pesos, which is $121. That's unbelievable. My 4 crowns in the USA cost me almost $3,000 to have all of those done. They're porcelain, but in the end, I mean, the difference between $480 if I would have had it done here and $3,000 in the Philippines, in the United States, that's a drastic difference in price. Pretty unbelievable for me. I just couldn't believe it. And then for dentures, which I don't have any need for dentures right now, but should I ever need them, I asked for the cost, and the cost for dentures varies quite a bit depending on which dentist you go to, the types of materials they use to make your dentures, whether they be acrylic or porcelain or some other material. I don't know what the other ones are, but they actually start for 10,000 pesos for either an upper or a lower, which that's very reasonable. That's $173 for an upper or a lower set. So I guess if you did the full mouth, that's like $340. Unreal. And then of course, if you get like high-end porcelain type things done, the price that I was quoted was like 30,000 pesos. And that was the maximum that they charged at the SM Mall in Lipa. And 30,000 at today's current exchange rate, it's about $519. We've been experiencing a very favorable exchange rate. It's done nothing but go up over the last year and a half. We're currently in the upper half of 57. It was 57.75 the other day. And it looks like it may be on the way to 58 pesos to the dollar, which is an incredible exchange rate. That's very, very nice for expats and people that have their income, their pension, their Social Security, all of those things that come in US dollars. When you convert those over, they go a lot farther right now. I know for just a few years back, it was down around 49 to 50 pesos per the dollar, but it's been way, way more than that here for quite a while, and I kind of hope it stays that way. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much the size of it. I'll put up a graphic that shows you a comparison of the prices for the various types of dental work that you can have done here. Oh, the one thing that I forgot to mention was a filling. If you have a filling done here in the pesos or in the Philippines, it'll cost you 1,000 pesos. That's less than $20 to have a tooth filled. I don't know if they charge extra for the anesthetic or the pain medicine, but I have a feeling that it might be included because they didn't mention that at all. But 1,000 for a filling, that's pretty amazing. Something that I never thought that I just didn't dream that it was possible. I remember how expensive my dental care was back in the United States, and I had really good insurance, but I still had to pay out-of-pocket costs that were 3 times more than I paid for that visit at the SM Lipa. But anyway, guys, we really appreciate you so very much. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for sticking around the last year and helping our channel be successful. Our next goal is to make 3,000 subscribers, and then we're going to do a live stream online to thank everyone. And I hope as many of you that will join us. I'll advertise it at least a week in advance so you guys can come and join us, and we'll have a discussion and answer questions that you might have about the Philippines, Lipa City, immigration, transportation, housing. I mean, whatever you want to talk about. We can talk about health costs because, I mean, my health cost is minimal because I use a health savings account, but I explained that in greater detail in a previous video. But anyway, guys, I'm going to finish out by showing you that little cosplay parade they had here in the SM Lipa Mall the day that we went to the dentist. It was pretty impressive. These kids went all out in their costumes. I enjoyed it. I wish I would have had my camera with me, so the quality of the video will only be as good as my Vivo phone. But as always, guys, please stay happy, stay healthy. we'll play a little tune during the cosplay. But anyway, we'll see you at the next video. Thanks again. Bye-bye.